Hey again, two heads up, and time to try out another Barrows run, this time as Initiate Pure. Um, so, what am I doing differently this time, you may be wondering. Alright, so this is basically the setup I've got. Of course, as Initiate Pure, you have Addy Gloves, which is pretty key. Um, I'm going with the setup as with a salamander. Now you have two options. You can go pretty viably with a salamander. You're just going to be drinking more prayer potions. Um, but I didn't mean to bring monkfish. Whoops. So I'll fix that. Um, it won't be as fast as using charge and a god spell, but you can do this. You can uh, do this pretty easily with a salamander. So I'll swap out the monkfish with some lobsters. And I'm only going to bring two. So, should I bring only two? Yeah, two should be plenty. Let's put a wooks on this. Alright, well, God, I hope I'm remembering everything. But the reason why my inventory is so empty is, there's no dragon hide or anything like that, so I just gotta get used to that. Anyways, yeah, you can pretty much do Barrows efficiently and profit with any defense level. It's just the higher defense level, the better your profit margin. That's really the only difference. So that's the cool thing about Barrows. Alright, so once again, prerequisites are the same. So, in search of the Myrequis, 50 construction, Connect spoil in your house, altar in your house. And to use a black salamander, I believe it's 70 strength, 70 range, and 70 magic. Black salamanders use Harlander Tar, and the higher magic level is, the harder it hits. When you're using a salamander, you're only going to use it on Darok, Torag, Guthans, and Varak. And you're going to use the magic style Blaze. I know it says defensive, but don't get psyched out by that. It doesn't give defense experience. It gives magic experience only. I promise. Don't worry about it. Alright. So you got your cute little salamander. Basically the same similar setup as everything else, just the gears changed around a bit. Alright, hopefully I have full prayer and have a spade. Looks like I do. Again, I'm using lobsters, not monkfish or sharks, to make this more realistic. And now we play the waiting game. If you have 52 prayer, as all Initiate Prayers should, you should be able to kill Darok pretty easily with a black salamander without taking a sip. Yeah. It takes a little bit longer than God spells, but Harlander Tar it's like 100 each. It is dirt cheap. Yep. Once again, I'm not using Piety because Initiapures don't have access to Piety. I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible. So this is an example of a pretty unexciting spec um, trip. You'll get some of these, so it'll take a little longer to kill Carol. But he always dies. So let's move on to Guthrum. Okay, Guthrum Tunnel. Okay, so realistically by now, you probably would have taken 2 sips. See, so I had used, by the time I got the Torag, I used 60 prayer, and that was a little more than average. Probably you're going to average about using 50 prayer points. So by now, you're probably going to have taken 1 sip. Remember, this was a 3 dose at the start, not a 4 dose. Okay, so he's dead, which is pretty cool. What you're going to do now is, so you haven't eaten a single bit of food, so you're going to use up some of your food here at Varak. You're going to tank Varak. So let's do it. See if that little bit of armor helps. So this is the advantage of being an initiative cure. You can tank some of these guys like Varak, and depending on like how you're looking at your food, you can probably tank Torag as well. But I wouldn't recommend tanking Guthans, especially not Darok or Carols. That goes without saying. But yeah. Okay, so all that. Unequip that. And try and not get comboed out. So the only thing is, as an Initiature, how high is your range going to be? And if you're going to be good in Initiature, yeah, you're going to have high range because you're not going to wear the Initiate legs. You're going to wear the black d'hide chaps. And for this, we're talking about in terms of PKing here. Yeah, you're not going to be using the legs, really. I think the chaps give a better defense bonus and magic defense bonus, obviously, too. But you miss out on that prayer bonus, obviously. Alright, so remember when we get one of these, look down through the walls here. Oh, look at that, the door is right there. So you know that's right there, and you can just go there. Run over, solve your puzzle. I thought I solved it, but I guess not. Careful with your switches, because you don't want to use like lunge or whatever, because that will give controlled experience. So I recommend if you're using a salamander, don't do what I just did and run down here with a salamander. Run down here with a scimitar. Only switch to salamander. You know. What? Oh, it opened. Okay. So yeah, you can pretty easily tank everything. That little bit of extra armor and defense helps. So, even with even with initiate armor in this setup, Bears is pretty easy. Now I know, yeah, I've got 70 defense, and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, the main thing is the armor. If I seem like I'm pretty trippy, it's because I'm just pretty white. So excuse me for that. But yeah, as long as you go with the right shits, Barrows is uh, definitely manageable for everyone. Um, and so far, in terms of supplies, you've only uh, drank one sip. Uh, Granted, this is a Guthin's tunnel. So with this much food left, though, most likely you're not going to have to drink at Guthin. So I mean, let's see. Even if I take away 5 lobsters, which is overkill, you still have a ton left. I'm take away 5 because once again I have 70 defense. I don't actually have 20. Um, Even so, um, you're doing pretty good, and you should be able to most of the time tank them. But like I said earlier, be a little careful about trying to tank Gutham. It may get a little iffy. He can heal a 23 on you. No. There we go. All right, let's do this. There's a 22. Ooh. Here are the combos I was talking about. Go. There you go. Did it with, realistically, what did I say earlier? 2 sips. So 2 sips for an initiate pure with the black salamander is not bad. Uh, so yeah, pretty efficient, as always, with this type of setup. Um, but yeah, I hope I helped you initiate peers out. If you're having trouble making money or whatever, you'd really like to do Barrows, but you keep getting raped there or losing a ton of money in general. Thanks again for watching. I will see you later.